Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to
for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
What we go to eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Go be money, miss we eat the yellow correct you. Use the youth, them money, waste a must a man to statue. Say me like a cash, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, God, and say that it's not you. On the head, the man above him, him a got up. Too much eat in the kitchen, some a fly by like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me,
300% raise.
it burn me,
Garbage pile of the day.
it burn me,
Give the teacher them
it
raise.
burn me,
I see corruption
it
face.
burn me,
Mash down the people them house.
it burn me,
Every day appear arms out.
it burn me,
Appear money them a thief.
it burn me.
And them a sell out with each.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't for me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our fever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me,
Or they treat the market man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the cat man.
it burn me,
Or they treat the peanut man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the dirt man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat the son man.
it burn me,
Or them a treat policeman.
it burn me,
How them a treat soldier man.
it burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't for me again. You can't for me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't for me again. Can't.
Stevie dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no keep. And some informer friend we lovely. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV. Check it.
Good morning, happy holidays to you in Jamaica. Happy Hash Wednesday. Good morning and welcome to Global TV. Thank you for joining us. We are out here a little bit late because we had an appointment earlier and I still have one more after I done this show. Good morning to everyone. Welcome. How are you all doing this morning? Hope you are gearing up for your holidays, my Jamaican people. This morning we have a few things to look at. We're going to look at the ECJ. We're going to talk about borrowing more money. We're going to talk about Daryl Vaz and his children and the SSL fraud that they're involved in, and other things. Make sure you hit the like button and like and share the live, because a holiday this morning, we don't have nowhere to go. So don't act like we're not busy this morning, because we know so we don't busy. All right? Because we know it's a holiday and have time on our hands. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning and welcome. If you're in London, yes, it is a sunny good afternoon in London. But there's an article in the Gleaner. The Gleaner had a sit down with Donna Parchment Brown. If you're not aware who Donna Parchment Brown is, Donna Parchment Brown was the political ombudsman before Andrew Holness struck the office and take it into his bosoms. Me not to tell the people them good morning. I say, oh, my man is bad. Hold on there. Hold on. Sharon Bernard, good morning. How you doing? How you keeping up? Debbie Jervis TV, good morning and welcome. Good morning, good morning. Who else there? Abena Sarkodi, good morning. Jamrak 8766. Marcia Thomas. JP. Sheena Kelly. Nen Miles. Daphne Jackson. Monica Wills. Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson. Paulette McKennis. Renice Nicholson. Wayne Evans. Raymond G. Good morning, Empress Deb, good morning, Ladybug, Elder, good morning. Good morning. Daryl Vaz make another threat. This time is to a member of the public in his constituency. That we will get to when we get to Daryl Vaz. But as I said to you, Donna Parchment Brown was interviewed by the Gleaner. And Donna Parchment Brown had bits and pieces to say. If our dear AI Sonia refused to read the article for us this morning, we will have to fumble through the article ourselves for you. TikTok morning, Mikey, Marlene, Don, Pamela, Lacelle, or it's Leslie, I think, Lady Andrea, One Boss, Darrell, Joy, Shane Grandison Foundation, Paul, Joseph. Good morning and welcome. Top up the screen, please. Top up the screen. Whichever platform you're on, like and share the live as well. Because I want to read that article for you if the AI doesn't feel like doing it this morning. Because what is wrong with my browser? Don't start there, browser. Close this one because it's giving havoc at the moment. Why does it start? Bear with me, my peeps. Bear with me. Sometime we have the crash behavior, but we're not going to make Sorry about that, my peeps on YouTube. I think you can hear me now because it knocked me out of the studio. Let me get my accoutrements back up and running. Bear with us, bear with us. Let me sort my thingies out. Unfortunately, our browser does not support virtual background feature. Don't say that. How come my browser doesn't support virtual background feature? When did something that cut this out? Oh, don't start this morning. Unfortunately, hold on. Please use Google Chrome and ensure that hardware acceleration is enabled. I'm using Google Chrome, aren't I? Bear with me, my peeps. Why them devil you can't... Hold on, extensions. Oh, God. Sorry, my peeps. I'm just trying to get this thing is sorted out because it knocked my camera out and I ought not to be having that problem. Bear with me, yeah? Please, bear with me. Bear with me. If it knocked me out of the studio again, just give me a quick jiffy and I'll get myself reorganized, or I just stay off camera until I'm able to sort the nonsense of StreamYard out. Acceleration. Hold on. It is irritating me. Bear with me, my peeps. Manage extensions. Anyway, we're not going to make that distract us this morning. We are going to get on with it. Hold on, let me try and line up back this malarkey and see if we can get into this. Bear with me. Oh. Dash. You bear with me. Sorry, my peeps. Me don't know if my computer under attack or whatever. Me go shut down the computer. I'm on my phone at the moment. Wanna just give me a chance. Me soon get it right, yeah? Just bear with. Just bear with. I don't know me no good for my phone and my computer has gone AWOL. So if you bear with me, I need to restart my computer, but at the same time continue to share the live and make sure you hit the like button, because you know we are very much of a perseverance spirit, and no distraction will stop us, because I want to read the Dan Apartment Brown article for you this morning. But press along, saints, press along. Press along. Nothing's gonna stop our show this morning. We're used to problem along the way, whatever direction we walk. So we are going to chat along. Just give me a few minutes to get my computer back up and ready. Althea, thank you for joining. Wayne Evans, Annie Jones, Annette Beckford, Winnie Medie. Morning, everyone. Morning. Welcome. Ladybug, good morning. RJ, good morning. Mavis Forbes, good morning. Beverly Forbes, good morning. Donette Hamilton. Betty Lee Gordon, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for joining. You just bear with me while I get this all reorganized and sorted. We will reorganize and sort ourselves out. Coming on for the devil and them friend them strike me browser. But we are gonna see. Because it tell me all kind of malarkey. My browser does not support this, and it does not support that. Horse dead and all that. Bear with. You may get a feedback in a bit. It won't be long while I'll correct all of these dangles that's been going on here. So I'm going to switch. Oh, yes. Thank you for waiting. Thank you very much for waiting. We're back up and running now. Don't know if the problem will persist, but we will persevere. I have to try to read this thing off of the computer, because instead of my phone, I not go see it good on the phone. And the devil and him evil angel, them a play with me this morning for whatever reason, I don't know. But the devil and its evil angels are out this morning, and them know say me a Duppy, and Duppy don't afraid of nobody. You see. So I don't know if they come here for waste time this morning. Daryl Vaz say, if you don't vote for him, Portland people, he might go dig up back the road them. And no me see so. Maybe a lie we tell, because you know, say everything we say normally turn out in a lie. I probably lie me a tell, or Daryl Vaz really says of it true. Because you know, oftentimes we tend to make up things with AI and walk and call up them name, even when we know say nothing don't go so, if you follow their logic. If you follow their logic, all when we know nothing no go so.
To break silence as political ombudsman. Donna Parchment Brown, the former political ombudsman. The silence of the 9 commissioners of the Electoral Office of Jamaica, ECJ, in their role as political ombudsman since they accepted the responsibility to police the political code of conduct, has not escaped the attention of the woman who carried out that mandate for 7 years. The ECJ commissioners have been anointed as referee for nearly 1 year now.
I can't touch it, man. People can if I touch it, it will mess up again. So just listen well.
However, questions have been raised about whether actions and utterances of politicians since then should have required the commissioners to make their presence felt by publicly calling out political figures who seemingly violate the code. Former political ombudsman Donna Parchment Brown told the Gleaner in a recent interview that, since February last year, when the 9 ECJ commissioners took on the role of ombudsman, she has not seen or heard a public utterance from that group concerning its new mandate. However, apart from the apparent silence that casts a shadow over the role of the commissioners as ombudsman, Parchment Brown is of the view that lawmakers made a grave error when they amended the law to allow political actors to preside as ombudsman. She noted that under the previous legislation, the political ombudsman, interim, act no person shall be qualified for appointment to the office of the political ombudsman if the individual is a member of the Senate or the House of Representatives. Headlines delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the Gleaner's morning and evening newsletters. Currently, one member of the upper house, Senate President Tom Tavares Finson, is a nominated Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, member of the ECJ. Although he is not a current member of Parliament, Dr. Dayton Campbell, the General Secretary of the People's National Party, PNP, who is a prospective candidate in the upcoming general election, sits on the ECJ as a PNP-nominated commissioner. In a presentation to party supporters at the Hart Academy in Portmore, St. Catherine, on Sunday, Campbell took the governing party to task for placing the role of the political ombudsman in the ECJ. He warned against placing the referee in a match in a precarious position where he might end up cheering for one side. He also cautioned against the politicization of the ECJ. If the political ombudsman rules against the PNP, MIR fall out. So I don't understand when they come into the ECJ, that Office of Political Ombudsman, the Office of the Political Ombudsman must be independent of the ECJ. The ECJ must be independent of politics, he insisted. Apart from Tavares Finson and Campbell, 2 other political party representatives, Wentworth Skeffrey of the PNP and Dr. Andre Franken of the JLP, along with 4 selected commissioners and Director of Elections Glassful Brown, had the task of policing the code of conduct at a time when the political temperature is rising rapidly as both parties campaign to win the hearts and minds of Jamaicans in national elections constitutionally due by September. In jeopardy. Parchment Brown argued that anything the ECJ said on a contentious matter would potentially have them being vilified or seen as being biased. Parchment Brown said the political code of conduct established a number of standards for political behavior dealing with matters from financial to how we treat each other as citizens and also looking at verbal abuse and violence in the political space. The code of conduct relates to all political actors, whether they be party leader, members of parliament, senators, councillors, or officials of political parties, or those acting in the name of a political party. She noted that the role of the ombudsman was not only relevant during the political season, but it was a job that spans 365 days of the year. Parchment Brown indicated that if the same mandate was transferred to the ECJ, the work of its commissioners should have been more evident to the public. The Gleaner has been reliably informed that the ECJ is taking steps to communicate with the public regarding its role as political ombudsman. A reliable source told this newspaper that the ECJ had received complaints since it took on the job of ombudsman, noting that many of the issues had been resolved. Edmund.Campbell@gleanerjm.com.
So you heard it. The lady who was the ombudsman has major concerns. The same concerns that we have been going on about out here as well, that the office is compromised because the prime minister take it up and put it in a bosom. These two offices, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, as well as the Ombudsman, both are independent offices of government. Independent offices of government. The minute you see Andrew Holness after got rid of Donna Parchment Brown, after she disciplined Michelle Charles, was where we saw where it was exactly going. And never until he was forced to call the local government election last year, then we see he took control of the office and tied it with the Electoral Commission. How the Prime Minister head works is a matter for him and him only, because this is why it confuses all of us. Now, if an agency or an organization which is set up to hold government accountable, is a wonder Andrew can get to take the Integrity Commission into the office of the Prime Minister. Because when it comes to offices of accountability, our Prime Minister think to say, he must hold sway and control over all of them. We're not quite clear. We're only smizing and supposing that the People's National Party has brought this particular issue to the court as to the legality of that act the Prime Minister used to muzzle the political ombudsman. We are assuming. I cannot remember they told us directly that they have taken a case against them, but based on something they allude to in a past press conference they had, I'm assuming that there's a legal case to do with that, just assuming. But on a policy level, on a operating level, on a governance level, this is not something that Mark Golden and his team should be saying to us, wait till Andrew called the election and we'll tell you how we're going to do certain things. The issue to do with the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, as well as the political ombudsman, the People's National Party should be able to tell us here and then if they will be giving back these organizations their independence. It's not hard, it's not rocket science. And of something where them have to make up, come tell where Andrew got teeth. Tell us, are you going to separate Debbie Jervis? How you do? If you're going to separate those two organizations, which are two separate organizations doing two separate things, or is it that you're going to continue with them in the way that Andrew Holness botched them together to avoid accountability? Are you going to give them back their independence, PNP, by removing those agencies from the office of the Prime Minister and out of the control of the Prime Minister, making the final reporting to the Prime Minister because it's within his office? These are things that the PNP shouldn't be baffling or wavering on. These are straightforward issues. They had their independence before Andrew Holness. The political ombudsman, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica had their independence before Andrew Holness. We're not asking the PNP to go to Mars. It is something that they need to explain to the public. It's why people are confused, PNP, because them hear and criticize, but them don't hear and talk what they go do. Andrew is going to call an election in the next 6 to 8 weeks. There's no time left for Andrew to steal any policy. Because if he them, he can't implement them because we know stay a fool already. And he don't have the implementation time left to implement anything. So an issue like the indigent and social housing galangin, on the ombudsman issue, on the Electoral Commission issue, the PNP need to tell us how they're going to operate those housing programs if they will continue to run them the unorthodox way that Andrew Holness and Desmond McKenzie is running them. The PNP at this point can tell us they don't have to wait until an election is called. Will you give back the ECJ their independence? Will you give back the ombudsman their independence? Will you separate the offices? Or will you continue with the commotion setup what Andrew do for avoid accountability? We want to partake, PNP. We want to partake in the policy argument that you will be bringing forward. We want to participate in that policy argument. We want to give our ideas. We want to hear where the money, we're not going to find the money come from for budget. Because the money where World Bank lend Andrew, and of Andrew money, it's going to be for whichever Prime Minister elected after the next election to use it for that purpose. But there's a paragraph in that article, the World Bank money article, because them are going to tell us they're not borrow, them borrow responsible, and them borrow carefully, such a like, and such a forth. But me did tell you from day one, say, Andrew don't have money to surface the budget. So Andrew going to have to get money from Wowo Yanda for service in budget. And see, on the eve of a grand budget speech, we hear about tant amount of money. Tant amount of money been jiggled out by the World Bank. But it comes with something right. Boy, I'm tired of Gleaner and the wedding dress them. I'm tired of Gleaner and the wedding dress. Where is this article? The further down, I think. There is a paragraph in it where I don't remember out of my head. You know, hey, Andrew, I found last night, I never remember if I tackle you. Because I say, what the man your name? Because Carl Samuda can turn up and push up himself in your face. You could manhandle Carl Samuda. But because Mike Henry don't in the position where if turn up to your prime minister, you manhandle Mike Henry and you give Feather his blessing. Well, may I tell you, it's bare setting up your friends. Setting up your friends to rip off more poor people. How would the World Bank money them, man? Where is the World Bank money? I saw it somewhere yesterday. I'm sure I read the article. But one paragraph stood out to me. There's a paragraph that stood out. Here it is. Here is it. I want to find. Because I don't know why this paragraph stood out to me. I don't know if this paragraph is Trump influence or it's a pushback on the China development. There's a part where they talk about policy advice. Even though me always tell them to say them people there. But the policy advice they talk about, it's no policy advice. Them people directly tell you, once you get your money, this is what you must implement. There's a bit where they talk about policy advice. Hold on there. There's a bit where they talk about policy advice though, but this is where it going to be topsy-turvy for whoever win the election in this Trump realignment of things. Because this money will come with policy advice. And not just so. The other question to ask though, here it is. This project is financed by the International Development This project is financed by the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the arm of the World Bank that provides financial assistance and policy advice to middle-income countries. You know, want me read the full article for you? Hold on, let me see if I can flutter fumble through it. The World Bank has approved a new 192 million US project to support Jamaica in promoting private sector development and improving disaster preparedness. Remember how with disaster preparedness was quite shoddy and lackadaisic in the Beryl scenario. The project includes a special option which allows Jamaica to quickly access funds in the event of a disaster. So let me explain here that this $192 million is not money that will be just handed over at once. That's not how it works. Maybe people with economic background can give you a better explanation. But when they identify certain projects and so on, then that money is there that they can tap into, as well as if there is a natural disaster, whether it be hurricane, earthquake, drought, flood, or whatever, they can quickly have access to that redevelopment or reconstruction money. A part of that money also, as to how I understand it, they'll be able to access some of that money for budgetary reasons. But let's continue. I don't know. So when it comes to economics and figures, that's not my area. The project includes a special option which allows Jamaica to quickly access funds in the event of a disaster. The World Bank states that Jamaica has made substantial progress over the past decade, reducing its public debt to GDP ratio to a record low of 73.3% at the end of 2023-2024, the lowest it has been in 25 years. Despite the positive trajectory, the country faces ongoing challenges, including slow economic growth, high informal employment, and vulnerable to natural hazards, it pointed out. Recent events, including Hurricane Beryl in July 2024, have further highlighted Jamaica's susceptibility to environmental hazard, which disproportionately affects the most vulnerable, it added. The new project, which support reform, aimed to enhance Jamaica business environment, boost resilience, and strengthen disaster risk management. It has two pillars. The first pillar focuses on improving trade facilitation, digital technology adoption, and strengthening fiscal sector stability. But remember, Colin Bell did talk about a project, two big projects with a big project of rebuilding the orange economy, the entertainment industry. These are some of the things, once identified and so on, you can request or direct those money into those sort of development project as well, where it will allow the private sector to expand rather. The World Bank says this includes the implementation of reforms such as streamlining custom procedures and improving digital trade capability, which are expected to create new opportunities for micro, small, and medium enterprise, increasing exports. Additionally, the project will also help implement robust data protection rules, enhance service reliability and accountability in the telecommunications sector, as well as divisive financial sector reform, which safeguards Jamaican economy. The second pillar of the operation focuses on core measures to enhance Jamaica's resilience. It supports the establishment of a national neutral disaster reserve fund alongside other tools to provide vital resource for post-disaster recovery. So what that is saying that there will be quicker access to funds, or you would have your disaster preparedness apparatus pre-prepared, so after a disaster you can get to deal with the effects of the disaster much quicker. This ensures swift government response to natural hazards such as hurricane, flood, and drought. The project also includes the development of updated building codes that increase. So this is where you're hearing some of the policies that they will be pushing with regards to their policy advice that comes with the money. Hold on, where was I? The project also includes the development of updated building codes that increase design standards for disaster-prone areas and essential facilities like hospitals and emergency shelters, while household installing solar panel will be incentivized through amendment to the Income Tax Act. That I can't explain to you because I don't understand tax and numbers. The project is financed by the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the arm of the World Bank, that provides financial assistance and policy advice to middle-income countries. Of the total sum, 150 million is provided as budget support. So the government can create the government talk about any like big project where them are roll out in a them budget and them not tell you where them get the money from or wherever. These are the place. 150 million will be provided for budget support. So whatever the government lay out in a budget, so that's why they are telling them from day one, say, Andrew will have to borrow money before he reads the budget because the country is in a recession. We cannot service or budget. So that's what I was telling you all about all along. Say, I'm confused. Do I borrow the money before? Do I tell you that I'm borrowing the money, then read the budget, then have the election after? Those were some of the confusion I was explaining of the Prime Minister weeks ago. Of the total sum, 150 million is provided as budget support, and 42 million is allotted to the catastrophe determined drawdown option. So from that 42 million is where you would go for money for assistance in any one of these mentioned type disasters. Technical assistance to support implementation of disaster risk management reform under the second pillar will be financed by a grant from the European Union Resilient Caribbean Program. So the EU will also be funding a part of this program as well, but the part to do with natural disaster and all of those bulldozery, I hope me not confused, but that is what I wanted to explain particularly about that particular or those two particular article and my understanding of them. But me not think we're safe going into an election where Andrew Holness have so much money. Remember, we're not here about COVID money. We're not here about burial money. Remember, so they walk and collect money from the whole world where they're in a burial, I don't remember. Don't tell me, say, on a memory short like mine. What is video to do it again? Oh, yeah. Daryl Vaz. Daryl Vaz threatening the people again. You have seen the video where Daryl Vaz is doing his rounds in Portland and he's making his wild threats. We know Daryl likes to make threat. He likes to threaten us. The minister likes to threaten us how much he's going to slash our throat in public. The minister of government regularly, the minister responsible for telecom, the minister that snoops on the people of Jamaica, the minister who broke data protection, say, if you don't vote for me, me go come dig up back the road. Don't know which one him attack. If a new road, old road where them put down, road that them are going to take up where they not fit take, I don't know. So they don't have to go to IMF. No, if we don't really have to go to IMF is why we can't move forward. IMF is why our agriculture and fishing industry is damaged. It is why our industrial development has stopped. It is why our infrastructure development has stopped. It is why our educational development has stopped, because when these people lend you money, it's what they want to implement. But given the resources that we have, given how powerful we could be in agriculture, like Jamaica was when Britain was milking it with coffee, rum, sugar cane, banana, you name all of what Britain became Britain out of the rape of Jamaica and other Caribbean countries. We really have enough to survive without the strangulated loans of the IMF and the World Bank, coupled with corrupt leaders. Or even if we were taking those people money and we have good leadership, we wouldn't be in this problem, because we steal billions. We steal in the billions and in the trillions. Imagine if those stolen billions or trillions go meaningfully into education, go meaningfully into agriculture, go meaningfully into developing our infrastructure. So we don't need the World Bank and we don't need thieving politicians. It's what's really holding us back. The World Bank and thieving politicians. It is what is really holding us back. Because we have enough to sell the world. Because if the American never depend on our backside to build their modern things and their F-52 bombs and there, all sort of electronically this and that. We could have been rich off those things. Gold. They might dig out with gold and we not get quatty out of it. So we actually don't need the IMF, the World Bank, or crooked politicians. It is what is holding our country back. But Daryl Vaz say, if you don't vote for me, I'm going to take up back my road them. These are why we need Andrew to let go of the ombudsman. We need Andrew Holness to let go of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. Either or either of these two areas is responsible for dealing with these political threats and violence and whatever comes from whichever political party. This is the organization that is responsible for dealing with such issue. But Andrew said, no, in my office, Norman Ferguson, wagwan, bro. In my office, said the Prime Minister. A member of parliament, a minister of government, telling members of the public, members of his constituency, careful me not dig up the road in front of your yard, says the minister. Is this not violence? But then again, in November, I checked with a cut with short, live on a political stage. And to date, nobody, Sister Daryl, threatened to kill us. The Minister of Government threatened in public to slash our throats, and not a word. That's why they don't care about racism. That's why they don't care about the racism they advance on a day-to-day basis. Because they make violent threats. They condone violence. What will this election cycle be is a question. What will this election cycle? Because it don't look pretty, you know. It really don't look pretty when the Jamaica Labour Party refused to deal with violent threat from Daryl Vaz, refused to deal with racism from Jeanette Cockburn-Finn and Everard Warmington. Does it make you think that something is being prepared for around us? Because every day the behavior is being turned up. Every day the behavior is being turned up. But we really don't know what might be coming next. Because it don't sound good.
Right now, my mother not 100% good, you know. But you see,
Remember, we played a video with this young lady last night. I wanted to listen to her development.
Right now, my mother not 100% good, But you see, the nurse them and the doctor them with their Savannah Mar Hospital want publicly tell no thanks. Watching her work for my mother for hours. But watching her work so hard, on her hand tired, on her sweat.
Wendy, welcome.
You go in and out,
Junior, welcome.
Make something out of nothing. I appreciate you guys. I am so sorry I work for your government. We don't appreciate because out here save lives. You understand life out here save with little and nothing. Government you need to do better. Christopher Tufton from 2016, your Ministry of Health. And you want to tell me so you don't have nothing at all put in place with we the people of Jamaica. Shame on you, Christopher Tufton, and the rest of you. Shame on you.
Debbie, say that would have been any member of parliament on the PNP side. Do some of the things, say some of the things we see and hear Everard Warmington, Daryl Vaz, Juliet Cuthbert, but most of those two men, Daryl Vaz and Everard Warmington, the amount they're allowed to get away with, because when a politician can stand on a political stage and threaten members of the public twice, not once, twice. He also did it in a February campaign on the streets of Portland. Same, we will slush your throat sign. And to date, the government act as if I did not hear. Even if I did hear, it is the norm and it shouldn't be a bother. We saw violence in St. Thomas by Dean Jones. We saw during the by-elections the other day. There was quite such kerfuffle as well, where police have to even fire warning shots. Is it Kenroy? Laird, morning. Police have to even fire warning shots. Hero Bottom, Grace, Jeanette Brissett. But you don't see the party taking any meaningful measures against either the violence or the racism. Is it that the Jamaica Labour Party is telling us that both are acceptable, that the racism is acceptable, the advancement of violence, especially in the upcoming election cycle, which will be one of Jamaica's most bitterly contested election. Because I do believe Andrew Holness is willing to take the country down with him to get a third term. And the People's National Party and their supporters are dying to get rid of Andrew Holness. Likewise, many Jamaicans as well. So one can say it will be a bitterly contested election. Sunshine, how you do? We hear several messaging from members of the Jamaica Labour Party as to the suggested violence. Hero Clark said it. This election will not be peaceful. Everett Warmington said it. Go out there and show your colors. Dean Jones showed us that you are subjected to only wearing the colors permitted by political loyalists in particular areas of Jamaica. It don't look like we're heading for a peaceful election. The police, though, who has an independent mandate to police all of this fairly, I wonder how they will calm any other messed up that we see as we saw in the local government election, as well as we saw in the by-election as well. What you say, Omar? Omar, your name? Another bombshell coming for the PNP. Me no business with the two other master. Jamaica me business with. Me no business with other bombshells and bomb this and bomb that. What me business with is Jamaica. Because this is the season where dog will eat dog. This is the cat fight season. This is the silly season. This is the lion season. This is the buy your way up the ladder season. Pay for power pay the fools for power season. A Jamaica may focus on, because whichever of the two nasty party that wins the election, it will not be automatic milk and honey for us. It will be pretty much more suffering that they issued out to us after every election cycle. You know? Me know me and Pat Hole, we have the same age right now. So, may I wait to see if Jamaicans are going to continue on the way to hell, or you might take a detour to escape getting to hell before trying something else. Are you going to, Cousin Myrna, how you do, McCallum Campbell, continue on his way, on our way to hell, or do we detour and try another direction? But if Jamaica people choose to continue to hell, then hell shall be your journey. And we're going to stay there, we're going to reach there, and reap the fruits of choosing the journey to hell. So we don't tell no don't know if you vote for me. I'm going to tell you, say, hell did it. Hell there somewhere. Whether you want to go straight or you want to take the turnstile, be sure you're on your way. Otherwise, we have to, our system of justice have to become more like Singapore. Send the criminals to prison. Thief, go on your way, thief. Like our Prime Minister, Marissa Dalrymple, Filbert, and a whole host of others. Good morning to the second female Prime Minister of Jamaica, Dr. the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness. I'm going to tell you every day until Saturday. Happy International Women's Day to you, Prime Minister. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Andrew Michael Holness, DLP. Happy International Women's Day to you, Prime Minister. And I will be telling you, Prime Minister, happy International Women's Day every morning until Saturday, Prime Minister. Happy International Women's Day to you. Jamaica's second female Prime Minister. But leave that aside. Leave that aside. Jamaicans, when you hear people like Donna Parchment Brown speak, it must alert on your ears. It must make you pick up on your phone and call on your MP or on your councillor, particularly in this case on your MP. It must make you want to jump in a taxi or in your car, go down at the MP office, go knock your finger upon this in front of him, and say, Wagwanya, sa Wagwanya. Because if the woman who was the political ombudsman is coming out to tell us that the ombudsman is being muted, when the Prime Minister and Desmond McKenzie tell you, say, under no circumstances we will surrender the country, Jamaica, to the People's National Party, even if they wins the election. We'll rather go forward with an insurrection. There's so many suggestions from the Jamaica Labour Party that we're going to turn up the thing. I remember the Prime Minister said, I can turn it off and on when I want, And maybe we need to think broader what that turn off and turn ons mean. Could it be the CCTV cameras? Could it be the lawless extrajudicial killing of young men by police? Could it be a sway of promises and optics and lies? Turn it up and turn it down, Can be anything. Because the Prime Minister no have one mouth. Good morning, Kenny G. How are you? The Prime Minister don't have one mouth. So when he say me can turn it up and me can turn it down, it bothers me as to what on earth does the Prime Minister mean by the turn up and the turn down. Keep topping up the screen, TikTok, and make sure you give us a follow if you are new to the platform. Support the platform, please. Top up the screen and give us some follow as well. Because the silly season is coming up. I'm if I go drought. Justice fan belt. Because our principal, she was called Justice. She was a justice of the peace. So we just refer to her as Justice. Never call her anything else. And Justice Beaten Tick was an old car fan belt. And boy, did we get some decent old walloping. We get some good old going overs back in those days when principal give you a good going over. You go home, you still get a good going over. It's why we never ended up in prison. It is why we, Craighead, never ended up in prison. Because when justice give we a good going over with a fan belt, and your parents give you another good laddering, we don't have time to persistently go to prison work. We need to pay attention, Jamaicans. Pay attention. There's a lot of people speaking to you, Jamaicans, that you need to stand up and protect your rights. But the whole of them just sit down, roll over. I say the government come out and give out more money. Why? The giveaway. Why the government now go pick Aki and walk and give out Aki seed and tell Jamaicans say, when you plant Aki anywhere, you can plant it. Because Aki a big market of foreign. Aki a big market of foreign, you know. That's why everything wrong with mash up. May I tell you now? Anybody win the election, I'm not looking for an awful lot. Because see the 192 million US dollars come from the World Bank there, it come with a US foreign policy objective. Them not just throw money give us and say, Jamaica, look for which part, look for anywhere you can find spend the money and spend it. And so it go. It come with a policy advice. Them call the word advice, but I not really advice. It comes with a policy directive. Where's the Abida? You have your own Aki tree in your backyard. Aki have big market of foreign. A 599 for one thing, Aki from COVID. Me no name Aki. If I not send anything from Jamaica, come give me because I say, me not pay 5-6 pounds for one thing a potty Aki. You understand? Me will wait till God help and my family can send 2 bags of Aki come give me eat Aki. But me not name the potty galang in them where they car come over here in a can for $5 where you have to cut up all heap of sweet pepper and them something that will make it look like you cook Aki. None of them have them time, we do it without it. Neighbor thing no cut pan it. Jamaicans, do not vote for food this time. Let us try to develop a habit of voting for our children and grandchildren. It's how most countries vote. They vote for future, not for a $5,000 or a box food. There will be many crimes of poverty committed against you within the next few months. Because to be sure, within 8 weeks, we will be in a general election. I doubt the Prime Minister would want to tagger the thing into the hurricane season. Because the hurricane season may come with hurricane, it may come with a lot of rain, which makes movability around the country an awful difficult one if anything like what happened in Daryl last year happened. So the Prime Minister will be going into election mode in the next 6 to 8 weeks because he's trying to get ahead of the hurricane season. What the Prime Minister is also reading as well is there's little fumble, tirade, and bedazzled in the People's National Party, where the Prime Minister, I said, why, Komuchins are going over there, so them get a bit knocked down in the poll, even though when the money them a fall, it never fall in my pocket. But things look away now where me can't fool the people them and run with it. Pay attention. This is when all the Hollywood propaganda, all of the Hollywood propaganda will be thrown at you full scale and full square because everybody wants your support. But make sure you vote for the future. Vote for the future. Me say, boy, me don't understand how TikTok work. Me want TikTok always a tell me so when me live, me say add people to my team. But because me so bloody dunce, me haven't got a clue how that goes. Cause me so dunce, I don't know how to add people to my team. No, sir. Me don't know. It always a tell me. So if you add somebody. TikTok leave me and top ask me if you do the thing they want to know. So me done sinner. You can't ask dunce people to do undunce things. I want to work that out. Them have the people who got TikTok school. Them there's something for people who got TikTok school. If you go ask YouTube for show me how to do it. Because me not learn it. We have never voted. We have. What I'm thinking, there's, you know, the just why our politics will be so hotly contested. There's a strong voting bloc, even though they grew up in the tribal environment, but they grew up in a changing world. They grew up in a changing world where some older generation only have very limited knowledge at home. Because of social media and smartphone, we're in a global environment where we can see politics from many different lenses and levels. The issue is for both parties. That age group from, say, 18 to 50, the diehardism, I think, is not as entrenched as it was prior. You know, like the Boston, the Seaga type, and the Norman and the Washington and the Michael Manley type of politics. That entrenched diehardism, I think that is being yanked off, and it is why you see, I think, the buying of votes is becoming more popular because to all we recognize them bad. PMP bad, Labour bad. So we say, boy, any one of them we have vote for, them have to pay with. But this is actually where we're getting it very, very wrong. This is why they're not taking us serious. Because when they have like COVID money, taxpayer money, hurricane money, you know they can put down those money till election time come. And they walk and they buy their way to power. We, the people, must take the responsibility for selling out ourselves. How this message do? Oh, Felicia, your mouth make them black you, Felicia. Your mouth, Felicia, make your get filtered, all right? Can't know me with cussing and me don't afraid of what I want to say, but I am mouth. TikTok filter you themselves and I me touch and I me filter you. It's because of your mouth, your loose cannon mouth, your labor right mouth, my dear. And let me say to members of supporters rather of the Jamaica Labour Party. You know, Google is a university, you know. Google is a university. You can be offensive and you can be nasty without repeating the same old thing over and over and over and over again. Or rather, if one is saying something that really gets under your skin, then you can at least write a sentence or two to say, I don't agree with your point. Here is my point. You all don't have to wallow in the mud, you know. I mean, in Britain, the sun is out today. It might be a cold sun, but the sun is out. You don't have to wallow every day, darlings, all right? You can stand up on your foot. Not everyone will say mud. It means because you know a JLP, you must lay down and wallow. And that's how it go. You can pass it and say a mud and me a hug, but me nah go wallow. All right, dear? Thank you all very much for being here. Oh, I've got an appointment coming up for 4 o'clock, so I haven't got much time to waste. Make sure to give us a follow if you're new. And we're still on our backup page on TikTok. We're waiting until our backup page get to 1,000, and then we'll go over to the original Global TV TikTok page where we do our broadcast, because we come out of TikTok prison from last week over there. Veronica Ricketts, how are you? So make sure, Unstoppable Kizzy Bops, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for the follow. Who else is there here? Thanks for the like. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the share, everyone. YouTube, when I do no job because YouTube, we don't know, say me, I'm not always getting a war, you know, over the little like and share. I just checked and saw my name on the list. On what list? I've been at the voters list. I brought Nike first, and I will. Me not do something there. Me not buy them can hack you because I be a potty. By the time you turn it out of tin and attempt to rinse it off with little warm water, you turn in a potty. Me not waste for money when we get few bag of ackee from Jamaica. Otherwise, me don't have to eat ackee. So you make sure you go down go mark your X, because Paul want that X there. So you make sure you go down go participate. Any question for me before I go? Me go get ready for me another appointment here now. If not, thank you all very much. Cecilia Brunet, good morning, good afternoon. That way, the loan come with condition. The loan come with policy. Any loan you see a country gets from the IMF or the World Bank, they call it a policy advice. But it's the policy that they choose to push that will get pushed. So all loans from the IMF and the World Bank does come with such policy stipulation, Emmerich Lambert. This is the difference when it comes to BRICS loan and the IMF loan, even though BRICS is quite young in all that now. You can say that again, Bev. Even though BRICS is quite young, the stringent policy conditions that would come with the World Bank or IMF, BRICS kind of give you a flexible flexibility, the sun pitching on my camera. Bricks kind of give you that flexibility to maneuver within that. So let's see how it goes. Anyway, thank you all very much for being here this morning. And I hope the people of Jamaica can hear and read the Gleaner article and see that the former political ombudsman is saying to us, the people, the organization is being muted. It's been silenced. It is compromised because it should have an independence where, one, it should be in the office of the Prime Minister. You shouldn't have Tom Tavares Finson on it. You shouldn't have Dr. Dayton Campbell on it. And there's two other political operative or have close political connection from both parties. These people shouldn't be on it. But because our laws can be ripped up and changed when we lead as them want, Mas Campbell Wagwan, when we lead as them want, then not much is safe around us. But anyway, my peeps, may I get ready for run about and go to my appointments and all, but guarantee we will be right back here later with the people's point of view. Thank you very much for watching. Good morning and good afternoon from the Global Television Group.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.